Welcome to the Megacast. I'm Tyler Kieft, welcoming you to our live, local, 5 days a week TV, radio, and streaming show about all things Michigan. Today, we'll be talking to a whole host of individuals about fun and interesting stuff and important news stories right here in the Great Lakes State. Let's get into our headlines making news today on CivicCenterTV.com. On our local news page, our top story comes from the Detroit Free Press's Paul Egan, as Governor Whitmer and gubernatorial challenger Tudor Dixon are going back and forth on how to execute debates before November's election. The governor has proposed two debates, those happening in mid-October and late October. However, the Republican challenger, Tudor Dixon, says these debates should be earlier, especially given how early absentee ballots are sent to voters in the process who applied and, of course, will be granted those absentee ballots, and how long the mail takes to return them on time before Election Day. And, of course, the way around that would be to deliver them in person to the clerk's office, many of them which have drop boxes. But that's being said, you want to give people ample time to return their absentee ballots. That's the argument that Tudor Dixon's making. The first scheduled debate proposed by the Whitmer campaign would be on October 13th, with the second proposed by the Whitmer campaign on October 25th. In the previous election, Governor Whitmer had proposed three debates with then Republican challenger Bill Schuette, and later settled for two. Additionally, making headlines on CivicCenterTV.com on our local news page from Beth LeBlanc at the Detroit News, the Michigan Court of Appeals has declined to hear an appeal from the House and the Senate statewide, requesting a decision on whether to overturn a preliminary injunction on Michigan's abortion ban laws by a lower court. The judges denied the request on the grounds that this injunction did not need immediate review in an appellate court. The legislature made their initial appeal request on July 6th after a Court of Claims judge rejected reversal on the preliminary injunction, which was issued in May. Finally, making headlines today on CivicCenterTV.com on our local news page from Bridge, Michigan's Isabel Lohman, the president announced on Wednesday up to $10,000 in student relief for millions of American debtors. For those in lower income brackets and those who received Pell Grants in order to pay for their college tuition, that relief could be even greater. The Biden administration also extended the pause on loan payments issued during the pandemic that was set to end at the conclusion of this month. That will now be pushed until the end of the 2022 calendar year in December. The president made this decision by way of executive order and will likely see it face quite a lot of pushback. It already has politically, but it will especially very likely face some pushback in the courts as well in the form of lawsuits. So this information can change. Your relief may vary based on how that information changes, based on how much money you are making at this time on your income, according to the IRS, and that can change over time. So we'll definitely keep up to date on this story, and we urge you to do the same. Check out the article from Bridge, Michigan's Isabel Lohman to learn more about what Michiganders think and how this may impact you and others right here in the state of Michigan by clicking on that article, CivicCenterTV.com on our local news page. You can read that article in full, read all of our articles in full, as well as supporting materials from these publications, other articles, news, and information that they provide as well. And if you have the means to do so, we highly encourage you while you're on their websites to subscribe and support local journalism in your community. Also on our local news page, we, of course, have those links to the Centers for Disease Control, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, and the Oakland County Health Division's COVID-19 specific web pages. Right at the top of the page takes you straight to their websites. They update those daily. They're very up to date with accurate and reputed information from these different outlets across the board, federally, statewide, and locally in Oakland County. So you can stay up to date on everything you need to know about COVID-19 as we continue to learn more and more changes over time, as has been the status quo throughout this pandemic. We have a great program on this Thursday edition of the Megacast. Up next, we'll talk Michigan tourism and travel with Kelly Wolgamott from Pierre, Michigan. This is the Megacast.
Mark your calendars for the 11th Annual Family Fun Night at West Bloomfield High School. Stop by on Friday, September 16th at 5 p.m. for an evening of free, fun activities as we honor our military, police, and fire heroes. Plus, stick around to see Laker football take on Clarkston at 7 p.m. To find out more, scan the QR code on your screen or visit wbsd.org/community/family fun night.
Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Connect with local leaders, philanthropists, and more. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce presents the 2022 Leadership Breakfast. Join the Chamber for a morning of insight with guest speaker Laura Graneman, with the whole event emceed by Fox 2 News anchor Roop Raj. Join your local businesses at the Wabeat Country Club September 13th at 8:30 a.m. Order your tickets by September 6th at westbloomfieldchamber.com/breakfast. We'll see you there.
Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live daily 1-hour TV, radio, and streaming show about all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. Learn more about the program at civiccentertv.com/Megacast, where you'll find information on our entire network of stations, including My Michigan TV. Labor Day is soon to come, and with that, the unofficial end of summer here in Michigan. But fear not, the fall is one of the best times of the year to explore the Great Lakes State, and here to tell us some of the fun ahead this fall is the Director of Travel Marketing at Pure Michigan, Kelly Wolgamott. Kelly, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here today. It's hard to believe we're talking about fall already, gotta say.
Neither can I. I remember it just, remember the first time we got over 50 degrees this year, and it feels like that was just maybe a stone's throw away from this moment in time. So very weird that we're already back to fall. Very odd feeling. But that being said, we are approaching fall and we're approaching Labor Day weekend. In terms of the expectation across the state, what is the expectation for what Labor Day travel will look like in the state of Michigan? Does it seem like it's going to be back at kind of a normal pace to where it was pre-pandemic in this year, with people already back out and about more often than they have been in the past?
Absolutely. I think it's demonstrated over the summer as well. Everyone's eager to get outside and just to, see and have those experiences with their family and friends again. So, I don't think that's going to slow down for Labor Day weekend. And, in Michigan too, Labor Day weekend's right, our last experience right before we get into fall. And I think everyone, with school starting already now, it's always just a great time to kind of, get outdoors, head to the lake, have fun on the trails. A lot of opportunities for family and friends to have those connections.
And that brings up an interesting thought to me too, as we're going into the fall, as we're kind of transitioning out of summer. And you mentioned that, okay, maybe some people may see that as, okay, summer's over, our traveling's done. we got to just get ready for the fall, get ready for the winter, get ready to just stay in for the rest of the year. And I think about, on that note, I think about the businesses, I think about the activity organizations, I think about the little mom and pop shops and tourist areas all across the state of Michigan, and what happens with them come the fall season. Are they still in full swing, or for many of these different businesses and places up north and in places that people travel to over the summer for tourist purposes and for vacations, do those also kind of go away in the fall? Or is this a time of the year where they really struggle, but people can still go there and help them out?
Fall travel is a great opportunity for not only in-state but regional states as well. Come to Michigan for the fall, because Michigan in fall with the color change is just amazing, and something that you can't experience in every state, and especially with the Great Lakes and the inland lakes, the beauty of the reds and the yellow and the changing of the fall leaves. But also, we also, grow things in Michigan, right? Michigan's a huge grower of agriculture, and people like to get out to the U-Pick farms, the vineyards, because that's really, that fall experience that people expect in Michigan. So fall travel is a great opportunity, not only to get outdoors and experience all that fall offers us from that seasonal change, but also, there might be some destinations that might be more popular in the summer months. And that does provide people the opportunity to head to those destinations. And, they may be less crowded in the fall time than they are in the peak summer period.
We're joined by the Director of Travel Marketing at Pure Michigan, Kelly Wolgamott, on the Megacast. Your trip begins at michigan.org for more information on all the places you can find here in late summer in Michigan, all throughout the fall and all around the year. Michigan.org for all of that information. And so, Kelly, as we get ready for the fall, as people are planning their travel for this fall, their tourism for this fall in the state of Michigan, you think about those touchstones of fall, the hay rides, the apple picking, going for hikes, exploring the outdoors when it's nice and cool, but not so cold that you just want to sit inside all day with a cup of coffee or hot chocolate and be out of the elements. So as we look forward to these kind of touchstones of fall, what are some of your favorite places, or places that you're really looking forward to traveling this fall to kind of check all those boxes for autumn in Michigan?
Yeah, we have, as you mentioned, all those, experiences that we've grown in love and expected for fall. Going to the cider mill, picking the apples, going to the wineries throughout the state and experiencing the harvest of the grapes is such a great experience. But, I think there's some other things going on around the state that maybe people may not really know that you can experience in fall. There's a lot of excellent events throughout the state coming this fall. We have Art Prize coming into Grand Rapids area, Beer City, USA, September 15th through October 2nd. And that is, the world's most attended public art event that takes place every fall in Grand Rapids. Millions of people, have visited Art Prize to see the thousands of artworks that are displayed all in downtown. So that really gives you an experience of exploring Grand Rapids. They even put artwork in the river. So it's a really unique experience and event, and it's family friendly. So a great opportunity to get outdoors and explore one of, Pure Michigan's cities. There's also the Detroit Auto Show coming up, which typically, I think, from Michigan residents, we're used to seeing that in the January timeframe. But they've moved the auto show up, and it is going to be in Detroit in September, the same time as Art Prizes. So there's 9 days of vehicle displays. There'll be exhibits in Huntington Place. They'll be in Hart Plaza. So there's an indoor and an outdoor experience. There'll be ride and drives, the automotive industry and the high tech with the EV movement will definitely be on display in downtown Detroit during that period. And then music, because what's Detroit, Motown, without some music as well. So I think there's some, unique opportunities in the state that we may not think of when it comes to fall that we can experience even in our cities.
We're joined by Kelly Wolgamott, the Director of Travel Marketing at Pure Michigan, joining us on the Megacast. You can find more information on michigan.org about all the different places in the state you can travel, some tips and tricks for traveling in Michigan this fall, as well as other activities all throughout the year so you can plan your trip to Michigan, and that trip begins at michigan.org. You mentioned the auto show, the North American International Auto Show, coming back to Detroit. It's going to be back there this fall instead of, as it's been in the past, in the winter. That had been the plan for a couple of years, but of course, a couple of years hasn't exactly been the best time to be having an event like that in the city of Detroit, or anywhere for that matter. But now that it's going to be back in the city in the fall instead of in the winter, is the expectation going to be that that's going to attract even more people to this event and to the city of Detroit, and to explore all the great things that happen in Michigan's largest city?
Yeah, with the opportunity now based on fall versus it being in January, Detroit is able to extend the experience outdoors. So it will be within the conference center, which it has been in the past. But now there's, a lot of integrations when it comes to the experiences. Like I said, musical entertainment, but also there's going to be a number of car clubs that are going to be a part of this. There's going to be a lot of outdoor activity as far as food. And so I think, from that standpoint, I think it will extend to a greater audience based on the extension of it being outdoors and the number of experiences that are going to be displayed there.
Michigan.org is where your trip begins for this fall in the Great Lakes State. We're joined by Kelly Wolgamott, Director of Travel at Pure Michigan, on the Megacast. I got to talk about this. It's probably my favorite fall activity, is experiencing football in the state of Michigan. Of course, we begin our football broadcasts on our flagships today, Civic Center TV and My Michigan TV, when we will broadcast this evening's matchup between the West Bloomfield Lakers and the Sterling Heights Stevenson Titans at the Zenith Prep Kickoff Classic in Detroit at Wayne State University. But many people love the fall for seeing football games at the college level, whether it be, of course, in East Lansing for the Michigan State Spartans, in Ann Arbor for those pesky, terrible, awful people that are the Michigan Wolverines. If you're asking me, I'm a Spartan grad. That's why I say it with such niceties. Or in other places like Mount Pleasant for Central Michigan, or Kalamazoo for Western Michigan. How does the fall season affect the businesses and really the greater community in those college towns? Obviously, having the college kids back makes it a completely different vibe. It's a completely different energy in those cities than it would be in other parts of the year. But in terms of the city proper, in East Lansing and Ann Arbor and in Kalamazoo and so on, how does fall football really affect the way that those cities have tourists coming in and interacting with their towns?
Yeah, in Michiganders, we love our football, don't we? Not only from, Friday Night Lights with the high school football, but also the college football that we have all around the state. And we have some phenomenal football teams. So plenty of teams to cheer from. But yeah, this is a great opportunity for those cities, right? Not only you mentioned the college students coming back, but the opposing teams and their visitors coming to experience Pure Michigan. And it may be their first time that they've been in Michigan. So it's a really great opportunity for the cities to kind of roll out the red carpet, right? And provide those experiences and touch points. Also, it's a time when alumni come back to the state that may have, gone to those universities and then moved away and then come back. So yeah, those football weekends are a great opportunity throughout the state.
We're joined by Kelly Wolgamott, Director of Travel Marketing at Pure Michigan, on the Megacast. You can find more information and, of course, plan all your trips across the Great Lakes State at michigan.org. All the info you need to know on all different regions of the state, all different kinds of activities for yourself, for adults, for the family, all together, michigan.org. For all that. Kelly, before we let you go, just another couple of minutes before we'll need to say goodbye. Anything else we haven't discussed about fall travel, about the remainder of the summer, or anything else coming down the pike at Pure Michigan that our audience should know about?
No, I think there's just one other unexpected item, I think, that is really a great experience throughout the fall time, and that is birding. And I don't know if people really think of Michigan as a birding destination, but there are birding trails throughout the state that you and your family can go out and experience the outdoors, but really see some unique birds that migrate through the state at the fall time. And we do have all of that information about birding and all about, ultimate fall guide, so that we have plenty of ideas for people to experience for fall in Michigan at michigan.org/fall.
Well, we appreciate you joining us, Kelly. Thank you very much for telling us more about Michigan in the fall and how travel and tourism in the state affects all different regions of Michigan, especially in the fall season. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your trip begins at michigan.org, michigan.org, for all the information you need to know about the Great Lakes State and traveling all throughout Michigan this fall and beyond. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll get a preview of Arts, Beats, and Eats in Royal Oak in Oakland County with event producer Jon Witz. You're watching and listening to the Megacast.
Fire Prevention Week is just around the corner. Join volunteer, part-time, and on-call firefighters at this year's Fire Open House. Catch up on your fire safety knowledge with live demonstrations and hands-on activities. Chat with local businesses and resources about fire prevention, see some familiar faces, fight future fires, and make some new friends. The West Bloomfield Fire Open House, October 2nd from noon to 3 p.m. at Fire Station 1 on Orchard Lake Road.
Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
Let's savor these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Mark your calendars for the 11th Annual Family Fun Night at West Bloomfield High School. Stop by on Friday, September 16th at 5 p.m. for an evening of free, fun activities as we honor our military, police, and fire heroes. Plus, stick around to see Laker football take on Clarkston at 7 p.m. To find out more, scan the QR code on your screen or visit wbsd.org/community/family fun night.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Connect with local leaders, philanthropists, and more. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce presents the 2022 Leadership Breakfast. Join the Chamber for a morning of insight with guest speaker Laura Graneman, with the whole event emceed by Fox 2 News anchor Roop Raj. Join your local businesses at the Wabeat Country Club September 13th at 8:30 a.m. Order your tickets by September 6th at westbloomfieldchamber.com/breakfast. We'll see you there.
Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, Staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Fire Prevention Week is just around the corner. Join volunteer, part-time, and on-call firefighters at this year's Fire Open House. Catch up on your fire safety knowledge with live demonstrations and hands-on activities. Chat with local businesses and resources about fire prevention, see some familiar faces, fight future fires, and make some new friends. The West Bloomfield Fire Open House, October 2nd from noon to 3 p.m. at Fire Station 1 on Orchard Lake Road.
Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
Let's savor these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Welcome back to the Megacast, our live daily 1-hour show about all things Michigan. I'm Tyler Kieft. Learn more about the program by visiting civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find information on our entire network of stations, including My Michigan TV. One of Southeast Michigan's favorite festivals and events every year is Arts, Beats, and Eats in Royal Oak. So what kind of fun can you experience at this year's event? We've got the guy with all the answers on today's program. Jon Witz is the event producer of Arts, Beats, and Eats and joins us now on the Megacast. Jon, appreciate you being on.
Great to be here, Tyler. Thanks for giving us a chance to chat about the event. And it's our 25th anniversary. I'll lead with that. It's just exciting to hit that milestone, and we're looking forward to a great event. And I think people are excited to get back out as they were last year, and we'll be putting on a good show again.
So combining those two factors together, the 25th anniversary of this event that's been a staple in Oakland County for a quarter of a century, and on top of that, people coming back out again this year to this event, which it seems like more people are willing to be out and about again this year versus a year ago, when they still could be, but there was so much more caution. How do those factors combine together to make this year's event that much more special? And is there anything special that's going on in commemoration of 25 years of Arts, Beats, and Eats?
Well, I let me start with the first part of your question. Is I do think it makes the event special. We're a vehicle for people to get back together, to bring back normalcy, to be in an outdoor atmosphere. People feel safer, not only because we're outdoors, but also because fortunately, through vaccine and this strain, COVID has not, wreaked the problems that it did when it first, came out. So people are becoming more comfortable. And when they see an event like ours, it really is a chance to see people and families and get together. I think it was a breakout situation last year. And I think, we'll have that same, very positive impact on bringing the community together and making people feel more comfortable and enjoying each other's company. So I think that's part A of your question. Part B is the biggest factor of the 25th is our music lineup. We really invested heavily into our national bands. On Friday night, we started off with Tommy DiCarlo, the lead singer of Boston, doing all the Boston hits. Average White Band will be there, and Fits and the Tantrums, who will make everyone's hands clap, and they have tons of hits, and that's our headliner. Saturday, Beatlemania Live, Chevelle, 311. So a huge lineup Saturday. Sunday, we're going country, then alternative. We have Jackson Dean and Chase Rice, and then we close it off with Detroit Sponge. And then Monday, your generation, Rob Bass, Montel Jordan, with that platinum hit, This Is How We Do It. And then we close the show with Flo Rida, which, he has so many hits and such a pop, hip hop superstar to close things off. So I think our biggest investment is in the music, but I think the rest of the show is going to be stellar as well.
Yeah, it's great. It's three shows kind of in one combined together. There really is an art element, a music element, and a food element to it. So people can kind of explore all those together or go for the one that they most appreciate and they most are looking forward to seeing. You can find more information on artsbeatseats.com. That's artsbeatseats.com. And of course, this year's event is happening Labor Day weekend, Friday, September 2nd, 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Different hours each day. It's 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then 11 to 9 on Labor Day, Monday, September 5th of this year in Royal Oak. In terms of the other activities on site this year for Arts Beats and Eats, what's new coming to this year's event, and what are some of the favorites that are returning?
Well, I think I think you said it best when you introduced this question. It's several different shows in one, and I think as far as talking about what's new and what's returning, I think you have to go with the food. Some of the returning restaurants are Smokehouse 52, Fork in Nigeria, Imaginate, which is a really cool upscale new restaurant in Royal Oak, who was there last year. Cafe Muse is back, Drunken Rooster, the Soaring Eagle Cuisine Machine. So those are some of the returning restaurants. And then as far as new restaurants, I mean, we're excited to have Peace Love Tacos with us as a new restaurant this year. Vegan Nova, another taco truck. Cousins Maine Lobster is new this year. Pita Way, bringing great Middle Eastern fare. So some of these new restaurants will be joining some of the others. And I could also mention Sedona Tap House, Crispelli's, just some great names, a mixture of food trucks and restaurants, and we're just so excited about the lineup, and it's just one of our strengths. And then you also talked about the arts being its own show, and we're excited about our art lineup. We have a mixture of of new and returning artists from around the country. We've been ranked in the top 50 art shows, and folks can see ceramics and painting and photography and fiber, mixed media, clothing, jewelry. So just an array of stuff. And we have over 400 applicants, apply for 132 spaces. So the quality of the artwork, is outstanding. On the family side, we have free inflatables, free arts and crafts, a kids stage, a lot of free entertainment with kids, a carnival. One of the new logistics things that we're doing to kind of protect our family areas is we're making family areas non-smoking this year. So even though we're outdoors, we're asking folks not to smoke where a lot of kids entertainment is. So it's just kind of I think a healthy logistical thing that we're adding to the festival. But really, there's always something new at the festival, always new music, we're bringing in. So we're excited about the lineup, and people get treated to a great weekend coming up next weekend.
We're joined by Jon Witz, the producer of Soaring Eagle Arts, Beats, and Eats, joining us on the Megacast. You can find more information on this year's show at artsbeatseats.com, artsbeatseats.com for more info. And what's great about this event too is it's such a large event, such a renowned event in the state of Michigan, certainly in southeastern Michigan, brings so many people out, but it combines a little bit of that national mass appeal with those local businesses, that local appeal as well. And beyond that, it's also great for the entire family and for the community. I'd like to give you a few minutes to talk about both the DIA Kids Stage as well as the Flagstar Bank food drive going on at this year's Arts, Beats, and Eats.
Sure. So, I think on the Flagstar food drive, let's start with that. There are 7 Flagstar branches, mostly in Troy, Berkeley, Bloomfield, Beverly Hills, Madison Heights, where you can bring cans of food and get free tickets and to the festival. So you if you're coming, it's $5 before 3, so you can get in for free with a $5 coupon by donating 3 or more canned goods. It supports Forgotten Harvest, who will supply that food to over 500 local soup kitchens, food pantries, and shelters. So that is very exciting. So, and it's just one of the, as you said, one of the many community events that that are going to be going on throughout the weekend. And on the DIA side, it's all part of the Detroit News Kids Zone, and the lineup on the Detroit Institute of Art stage is nothing short of amazing, from the Revolution Chinese Yo-Yo to Fantastic Physics with the Michigan Science Center, Cool Tricks and Funny Stuff, Nat Spins, Kevin Devine's Rollicking Music Show, all sorts of unique presentations, and it's just a reminder how great the DIA is, that admission to the DIA is free for all Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb residents. And it's great that the DIA comes in and supports community events and shares arts and culture, around. So we're so excited to be partnering with the DIA and in our kids zone. And there's going to be a lot of great performers and entertainers, that'll be there.
Friday, September 2nd through Sunday, September 4th, 11 a.m. until 11 p.m. Monday, September 5th, Labor Day, 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. Arts Beats and Eats in Royal Oak. More information can be found on artsbeatseats.com. We're joined by Jon Witz, the producer of the event on the Megacast. Jon, another minute or so with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else we haven't discussed on this year's Soaring Eagle Arts Beats and Eats?
Sure. I think I'll touch on the community side, because you did mention that in the last question. We have a wonderful event sponsored by Delta Dental and M3 Investments to support and entertain kids with autism and their families. Free admission, lunch, unlimited rides, and parking for those families on Saturday and Sunday. The event partners with 60 local nonprofits and community organizations. We expect to raise over $300,000 and hit nearly $7 million of overall donations in our 25-year history. So a lot of positive community collaborations that are out there, and it's a lot of fun. It's great to see the community together. It reminds people what we have in common versus what our differences are when we get out as families and enjoy the summer, Labor Day culture, art, music, food. It's just great to be a part of this. And in 25 years, Tyler, we've had 12 of our the last 13 years have been our best years. So we are, it's bittersweet that we're getting older, but we're also getting better. So that's kind of a nice thing.
25 years of Arts, Beats, and Eats will commemorate on Friday, September 2nd through Labor Day, Monday, September 5th. More information, artsbeatseats.com. Jon, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you. And we love Oakland County. They are the best county to ever host an event in, and we love the city of Royal Oak. Thanks, Tyler.
Appreciate it. We're going to take a break on the Megacast. When we return, we'll have plenty of more great information on your community right here on the Megacast.
Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Mark your calendars for the 11th Annual Family Fun Night at West Bloomfield High School. Stop by on Friday, September 16th at 5 p.m. for an evening of free, fun activities as we honor our military, police, and fire heroes. Plus, stick around to see Laker football take on Clarkston at 7 p.m. To find out more, scan the QR code on your screen or visit wbsd.org/community/family fun night.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. the virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Connect with local leaders, philanthropists, and more. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce presents the 2022 Leadership Breakfast. Join the Chamber for a morning of insight with guest speaker Laura Graneman, with the whole event emceed by Fox 2 News anchor Roop Raj. Join your local businesses at the Wabi Country Club September 13th at 8:30 a.m. Order your tickets by September 6th at westbloomfieldchamber.com/breakfast. We'll see you there.
Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
Welcome back to the Megacast. I'm Tyler Kieft. You're watching our live daily 1-hour TV, radio, and streaming show about all things Michigan. Learn more about the program by visiting civiccentertv.com/megacast, where you'll find more info on our entire network of stations across the Great Lakes State and find all of our programs on demand. Full episodes, individual interviews, everything you need to know about the Megacast on civiccentertv.com/megacast. Joining us now on the program is Patricia Duke. She is the executive director of Love Inc. of North Oakland County. Joining us on today's program. Patricia, thanks for joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate having you on. So tell us a little bit about the history and about the mission of Love Inc. of Northern Oakland County.
Yeah, so our mission is to mobilize local churches to help folks in need, to help transform lives. We've been around nationally for around 42 years. Our local affiliate has been here since 2007.
And so what is your connection with the national organization? We know that this is regional for Northern Oakland County, but what sort of connection do you have with Love Inc. on the national level?
Yeah, so that's basically our parent organization. So as I mentioned, they started about 42 years ago on the west side of Michigan. And then as we found there were needs in different areas of Michigan, that is how the national organization spread into local affiliates, and that birthed the Love Inc. of North Oakland County, as I said, in 2007.
And so Love Inc. is known as a quote unquote connection center. Can you explain what that entails, what that means for these local communities that you serve?
Yes. So at our connection center, folks call us with a particular need. They say, for example, I may need help with my rent, with utilities, food, there's food insecurities folks call in with. And what we do is we have folks come in for a one-on-one intake in person, because we want to define folks by who they are, not just by their individual needs. So they come into the connection center where they speak to an intake worker. They spend about an hour with them, finding out a little bit about their life story and the needs that are bringing them in that day. And then we connect them with resources in the community.
We're joined by Patricia Duke. She is the executive director of Love Inc. of Northern Oakland County, joining us on today's edition of the Megacast. You can find more information on their website, loveincofnoc.org, loveincofnoc.org, for more information on their services, how you can get involved, donations, and more on their website, loveincofnoc.org. What are some of the communities in Michigan that you serve? You mentioned that earlier the organization began serving communities in the west side, on the west side of the state, but that's expanded throughout the state. So what communities are you currently in?
Yeah, so we currently serve Auburn Hills, Clarkston, Lake Orion, Leonard, Oakland Township, Ortonville, Oxford, and Rochester. So anyone who is living in those communities can call for our assistance.
So you mentioned some of the services that you provide. How do people access these resources and get in contact with your organization to get help in some of these areas that you serve your communities?
So folks can call in. Our phone number is 248-693-4357. They call in, they set up an intake, and we're really excited. One of the new programs that we're going to be starting in the fall is a faith and finance class. So we find, lots of folks are struggling with paying their bills. So rather than just give them, the opportunity where we can give them a little bit of money to help them, pay that rent or pay those utilities, we're going to actually show them a different way by inviting them to participate in classes so that they can make a lasting change in their lives.
Patricia, in terms of the services you're providing and the help that you're providing to people during the pandemic, how did that change the way that Love Inc. of Northern Oakland County serves these communities and interacted with the people in these communities that you serve?
So that was actually an interesting dynamic. So that helped us to birth our faith and finance class. We sort of had a little while to figure out what we needed to do that was going to be different in the community. We have a clothes closet and a bed blessings and beyond ministry. Those were services that we had to pause for a little while because folks were not feeling, safe and comfortable shopping at those ministries. So we spent a lot of our time telling folks about the other governmental resources that were available. So we were actually really a connection center by saying, well, we may not be able to provide the services that you need in-house, but there are lots of governmental and local governmental agencies that we can, push you towards so that you can get the help that you need during this time.
We're joined by Patricia Duke, the Executive Director of Love Inc. of Northern Oakland County, joining us on today's edition of the Megacast. You can find more information on the organization, get in contact with them, get involved, find some of the resources, and donate if you so choose to do so by visiting loveincofnoc.org, loveincofnoc.org. For more information on Love Inc. of Northern Oakland County. You mentioned your faith and finance classes. Can you tell us about those classes, how people can sign up, and what they will learn by engaging in faith and finance?
Yeah, so they can call our clearinghouse, the phone number, the 248-693-4357, and just let us know that they're interested in, basically taking a hold of their finances and learning different ways to manage their money. And those are going to be starting, they'll be 8-week classes. And the first set of classes, the registration is, I believe it starts on September 1st, and then the first class starts on September 6th.
More information again, loveincnoc.org. That is loveincofnoc.org for more information. You can also call them as well. The number that she provided is also found on loveincnoc.org for all the information that you need to know about Love Inc. of Northern Oakland County. In terms of how people can support the organization, what are some of the greatest needs for Love Inc. of Northern Oakland County at this time, and how can people support the organization?
So we are always looking for volunteers, people who want to walk alongside us and then walk alongside the folks who are calling in for help. So we have opportunities in our connection centers for receptionists, for intake workers, and an intake worker is, the person who spends that hour with folks finding out, how they found themselves in their current situation and then offering some opportunities of different ways to get out of that. We're looking for mentors for our faith and finance classes and budget allies. So those are folks that are just going to walk alongside the folks that come to those classes and just be in relationship with them, just show them that there's a different way than the way that they've been living, and just basically, be in relationship, like I said, because that's what we're finding. A lot of folks, when they call, they just need someone to talk to. So that's one of the greatest gifts I think that we can offer to folks is just, someone to walk alongside them and understand that the needs they have.
We're joined by Patricia Duke, the Executive Director of Love Inc. of Northern Oakland County, joining us on the Megacast. Loveincofnoc.org is their website to find more information. Patricia, just another minute with you before we'll say goodbye today. Anything else about Love Inc. of Northern Oakland County that we haven't discussed yet that our audience should know or should keep in mind going forward about your organization?
Yeah, an easy way to become a monthly donor if you feel a passion for what we do is to text Love Inc. to 41444. That's an easy way to support what we do. We are all donation driven, and we really have a passion for what we do here. And, we hope that folks will catch that passion as well.
Love Inc. of NOC.org is their website. Patricia, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Again, Love Inc. of NOC.org is their website. You can find resources, some of their services, ways to get in contact with them, and more, as well as donation information and upcoming events that help support their mission here in Northern Oakland County. Love Inc. of NOC.org is that website. That is going to do it for this edition of the Megacast. You can tune in every day live from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. throughout much of our Megacast network. You'll find more information on where we air in your local area by visiting civiccentertv.com/Megacast. You can also find us online every day live from 10 to 11 on civiccentertv.com, as well as our co-flagship My Michigan TV on the free My Michigan TV app for your smartphones and smart TVs. You can also find them at mymitv.com. That's mymitv.com for more information on how to download their free smartphone and smart TV apps and to watch us live on the web from your computer web browser as well as your phone. mymitv.com for that, or civiccentertv.com/Megacast for all of our resources. You can also go to our local news page on civiccentertv.com for up-to-date and accurate information on COVID-19 as that information continues to come in and continues to change. From the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention in Atlanta, Georgia, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services located in Lansing, and the Oakland County Health Division in Pontiac for all that information that you need. civiccentertv.com on our local news page, where we also post articles making headlines all across the Great Lakes state every single day. So you can view those articles, click through, read them in full, get the full details after we very briefly review them at the top of our show each and every day. And while you're on those websites of those publications, if you have the means to do so, we highly encourage you to subscribe to those publications and support journalism on your local level. A little programming note for us today on Civic Center TV and on My Michigan TV. Our My Michigan TV Game of the Week coincides with our Civic Center TV coverage of West Bloomfield Lakers football tonight. That game begins at 7 o'clock. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. Our pregame will begin about 6:30 on our network. civiccentertv.com/Lakersports is where you'll find all the information you need, how you can tune in on TV, on radio, on the web, watch and listen to the game. civiccentertv.com/Lakersports, where currently we're airing our latest edition of This Week in Laker Football, which you'll find weekly on Civic Center TV. Get a good preview of the L Boys and their upcoming season. They kick off tonight, 7 o'clock at Wayne State University in the Zenith Prep Kickoff Classic against the Sterling Heights Stevenson Titans, another powerhouse team here in southeastern Michigan, kicking off the second game of 2 tonight at the Zenith Prep Kickoff Classic that goes on also on Friday and Saturday of this week. More information you can find on the Detroit Sports Commission's website for that event, but we'll have the full broadcast here on Civic Center TV. Of course, for those watching on cable, we will not begin on Civic Center TV. That's going to begin on WBTV, which is Comcast 19, AT&T Channel 99, as we have the West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation Commission meeting at 7 o'clock on Civic Center TV. But once that's done, we'll join in progress. That full game will be broadcast on all of our outlets. civiccentertv.com/Lakersports for all that. In the meantime, we'll return with a new Megacast tomorrow at 10 a.m.